What's good, everybody? I'm your boy Poetic.
This is your boy, Mr. M2J, with another episode. Matter of fact, special episode on Latino Soul Filter. Today, we're going to have a special guest, all from Mr. Poetic over there. He knows the guy. It's going to be interesting. So, guys, are you ready? Poetic, let us know what's going on.
Let's get it. So today we have a special guest, Chef Zeus. He does Chammorican. There's a lot of pop-ups that happen here in Seattle. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce him to you so you guys can see who he is, what he does, and everything about it. So he does Chammorican PNW. So we're going to go ahead and get him in here to make sure we can go ahead and, invite him in and let him know what's happening here. So here we go. Here is Chef Zeus. What's up, my dude?
Welcome, Mr. Zeus. Heard a lot of good things about you. This is the Latino Soul Filter. Welcome to our casa. Mi casa es su casa. I said it like a gringo.
Como mi casa es su casa, dice.
You know it.
¿En qué estamos, mi gente? ¿Cómo estamos?
So, real quick.
Bien, ¿y tú? ¿Qué tú estás haciendo? ¿Qué tú estás haciendo ahí? Hey, that's how we do, y'all. That's how we do.
I'm starting early. Estoy en diet. I'm on a diet.
Yeah.
It's on a leafy diet. It's a leafy diet.
All leaf.
Okay,
So Chef Zeus, so you have this page called the Chammorican PNW. So for those who don't know in our Latino Soul Filter family, introduce yourself. Let us know what you do.
How we doing? So my name is Chef Zeus. Together I'm a mom and pop. I put this together with my wife. Born and raised in the Bronx, majority of my life, New Yorican, 100%. When I moved to the PNW, basically I felt the lack of, our culture and the lack of flavor for our food. And pretty much, going around like the PNW all the way to Canada, probably to when you get to California, you start seeing, oh, there's a few Puerto Rican spots, but as far as like up here, it's been lacking. Pretty much we just said, let's bring it to the streets, because I've been cooking forever since I got here. Even before I got here, I left New York in 2014, moved to Alaska. Right?
Oh, wow.
To a remote part of Alaska, not like the city of Anchorage or anything like that.
It was in the woods.
You just moved there.
There is no woods. There's no trees. It's called the freaking the tundra is what it's called.
It was an ice age type of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Like all right, so in the wintertime, layers and like higher than this building, ice, right? The ocean basically completely freezes over.
Was it for a job?
I left the East Coast because I got tired of like just being a product of my environment. To grow up in the Bronx, now it might be a little easier, but when we was growing up,
Oh yeah, I used to live on 129th.
120. I'm from 181st Southern Boulevard. I lived in Soundview majority of my life. But I'm from all over the entire state, all over the. But I luckily met my wife in 2013 or whatever, and by 2014, she said she was from California, so it's nice over there. You come to the Bronx, go ahead.
So East Coast, West Coast mix right there. You know what I'm saying? Usually they be beefing, but now you made them. You made peace.
I mean, we all get along under the scope. You know what I mean? But there's always been that this side is better, that side is better. And I'm gonna say this: New York is a trendsetter. We got some of the best food. People from all over, go back. But for the most part, why am I not doing this there? There's plenty of Puerto Rican food all over the tri-state, right?
Yeah,
all like the whole East Coast, all over.
Yeah, East Coast is mad heavy when it comes out to like Hispanic food and stuff like that.
Yeah. Forget about it. And not saying that I can't be there and be in the same realm, because I can, but you want to be where it's lacking. I didn't choose to come here. You know what I'm saying? We just ended up here. So yeah, I met her in 2014.
Okay.
2013. After a little while, she saw the environment and she was like, it's dope, but I can't live here like this. Like, this is
Yeah.
too much. Like,
Right.
witnessing certain things that, people don't witness ever, right? In a span of a few months of being there. And then, she ended up being pregnant with my daughter. She's like, the tough question was like, do you want to have your daughter raised here? And I'm like, hell no, like no way, and then
Yeah,
no way,
BX. Yeah, I feel you.
hell no. So
So,
go ahead.
so she from Saipan?
She is born and raised in Saipan, yes,
Okay, that's
which
what's
is
up.
right
So
next to Guam. It's right next to Guam.
yeah, that's what I was wondering. So, um, what inspired you to start Chammorican,
So I'll
and
be
how
real,
does it reflect your culinary vision?
for sure. So at first, even while dating and being with her for a while and having our kids, the majority of the time it was called Taino fusion.
I saw that on I think it was on your website, or someone said it was Sino Fusion, and then I saw
hmm
that, so that's when I
hmm
knew, like, okay, that's the deal.
So basically, at first it was Taino fusion because the way I've transitioned myself was being raised from Roman Catholic, right, to becoming more spiritually aware and, just becoming more in touch with who we are this day
Mhm.
and age and stuff and where we come from. And basically, the mesh of the two cultures, right? So her people are called Chamorro. That's what they're called. They're Chamorro. And then
Okay.
our people from the Caribbeans, we're called Tainos prior to
Mhm.
colonization. And that's where I was for a while. I was starting a fusion. I was making majority of like, Caribbean fusion food,
Okay.
right? And then when me and her got together, I wouldn't even eat a bean sprout, bro. You couldn't pay me to eat a bean sprout. You know what I'm saying? But like then eating certain foods and trying this and trying that, eat bean sprouts. Point is, you know, what inspired us to call what became Chammorican is we we're sitting here and we're like, thinking of better name, right?
Mhm.
Better name, something that worked. Because Taino is just Caribbean in one location of the globe,
Yeah.
right? Um, but we were like, how are we gonna marry these two cultures, right? Like, how are we gonna identify this culture? Because that's what we did. We identified a culture, um, and pretty much our kids are Chammorican, full on, right? Because my wife is full on Chamorro. She's got Filipino descent as well, and then I'm Puerto Rican Cuban, and pretty much that's it took a while for us to realize what it is, but there's people throughout the world that are like, not just Taino, they're from two oceans apart,
Yeah.
and they're Chamorican, they're Chamo Dominican, they're Chamo Peruvian, they're Chamo this, their kids are, or maybe they are. And we've been, prior to naming it Chamorican and going public and doing all this stuff that we have been, we would just go eat in ghost mode. Like we would just go eat and nobody would notice us. We would care less, and now like we go to some of our favorite spots and we have military people like, hey, are you Chamorican? And we're like, oh snap, like that's crazy,
No, there you go.
right?
The recognition. The recognition.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
But
That's good.
but we didn't so we're definitely not doing none of this for fame. We're doing this for notoriety, right? Of our people.
Yeah. You're just trying to live your footprint, when it comes down to like, because I mean, we already in a day and age where everybody's just pretty much mixed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's no pure blood there anymore,
Never.
per se. So,
Hasn't been for thousands of years. If you look at
exactly.
when that's why when people go to do ancestry.com or whatever, it's never just 100% this. Her dad though
Exactly.
was 100% Chamorro or
Yeah.
Carolinian, and our ancestors were Taino, but ever since the colonization and all that, there's no 100% nothing,
Yeah.
Very true.
Okay, so
So, now that the wife is not around, So which one is better, Puerto Rican food or Chamorro food?
To be honest with you, whether she was or not, I'm gonna be like this. Um, a lot of
Latinos Unfiltered. That's how we do.
I'm a educate right now, right? The people of Saipan, Guam, all those chain islands down there, right? A lot of them were colonized by the Spaniards
Poetic.
for a period of time,
Yeah.
right?
Spain almost had the world.
So what that meant was that a lot of because the Spaniards had Puerto Rico and et cetera, and so a lot of our food was also traded as well. One ingredient that we have in common, more just one to name, is achote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Achote's in our sazon,
Yeah.
right? They use achote in everything. The empanadillas that they make, the dough has achote in it. That's why it comes out a little bit red. Ours, we just use masa de maíz, right?
So it's like their adobo. They just use it on everything with the achote.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not hard to mesh the two.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been.
A lot of the
they do have their distinction when it comes out to like the flavor profile and stuff like that because of the different cultures.
A lot of the islands, especially the ones that were colonized by Spain, have a lot of things that were traded back and forth. So it's very easy to like mesh. It should be very, very easy. I had a lot of food from Guam and all over the place that it's very similar to each other. So it was one of those where it's like, it was simple. It was simplistic.
We use coconut. Right, we love coconut. We love banana, and they don't have plantains like we do. They have a certain, but they have bananas, different type of bananas. We love bananas, coconuts, all these things, right? So they're tropical, we're tropical, right? Very indigenous people. Even when you go there, you cannot unsee the culture that's there, right? Like, it's been. Japan ended up occupying it or something like that, or has a big impact or influence on it.
So I got a
America.
question. What are like? Give me like 2 or 3 signature dishes from Saipan. Give me 2 dishes from Saipan that are like very like. Okay, hear this. You know how every state has like a signature dish, or like every culture has a certain thing. What's their thing?
Chicken calaguin or shrimp calaguin is a big one for them.
And what's that? Go ahead and explain. What is that?
It's basically barbecue grilled chicken, like like chicken thighs or chicken whatever, and then they debone it, and then they'll hit it with like soy sauce, lemon juice, and a little bit of spicy.
I was gonna say, isn't it like chicken?
There's a chicken version. There's a shrimp version. Yeah.
I did my research. When I found out Saipan, I did my research real quick. So I know the big thing about Chamorro barbecue, is which is a staple, as you said. It's basically pork, chicken, things like that, cooked over an open flame.
Over an open flame.
Marinated with a lot of like blends and stuff.
Soy sauce, a lot of soy sauce, and remember, like, so they're closer to Japan and like they're micro Asian.
Okay.
Right? With Spanish last names too.
So kind of like Filipinos.
Like the Filipinos,
Exactly my point. Just like the Filipinos. The Philippines is also below Japan and all that stuff, micro Asian. Asian with last names. But yeah, that's one of the dishes that like we love to get. They like the macaroni salad is a big one.
Mac salad. How about? I do know you guys have.
Is their macaroni salad made different from other macaroni salads? Like, are they like forward with other stuff? Everybody has their own variation.
Everybody has their own variation of macaroni salad.
Hawaiian mac salad is so different, but it's one of the best that I've ever had. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love like when my mom makes. Mom, I love you, mom, but. I love my mom make macaroni salad, but ain't nobody beating a Hawaiian making proper mac salad, bro. Mac salad.
Nah, for real.
The best I've ever had, bro.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, a lot of this Hawaiian, Asian, because in the tri-state, it's all Chinese food, bro.
Yeah,
like really is all Chinese food. So when I met her, I was like, are you like, Japanese or like something? And she's like, no, I'm from Saipan. And I'm like, so is that by China? Like, where the fuck is so lost,
Yeah.
right? And then I started doing my research about, her people and stuff, and super intrigued. Um, but ribs is a big one, like
Okay.
all over that, like, but they marinate it same, like, it's soy sauce, vinegar, onion, garlic, other stuff too, but not that different, to be honest. So when I make my red rice, because that's everybody has a rice, right?
Hmm.
So ours is arroz
I
con
was gonna ask that
gandules.
earlier. It's red
Yeah.
rice.
So when I make the red rice, I make it the way their red rice is made, with achote and manteca, or bacon fat, right? Which is manteca. And then we go ahead and add our sofrito, right?
Okay.
A sofrito. And then since over here, a lot of people don't like pork. Manteca is pork. So regardless, but I don't put like, ham or anything like that. But we just go ahead and put sofrito and add our gandules.
Okay. So for those
And
people that don't have that don't consume anything that has to do with pork, do you ever use
I didn't hear
beef
that last part.
tallow, like beef tallow
Say it
instead of
again.
using
You broke
pork?
up for a second. You broke up for a
Like
second.
for those who don't consume anything that
Yeah,
has
Say
we
to
it
do
can
again.
with
do
pork,
beef.
you use beef tallow.
We do. I make my own beef tallow. I make my
Okay.
own chicken bouillon. We make our own, So whenever I make brisket or anything like that, or beef, any type of beef, I save the fat, render it down,
Okay.
and cool it good, so it turns into like a nice paste, and then we just, wrap it up and stuff, and keep it, portioned and
Yeah,
frozen.
and that's good though, because I that's one of the things that I'm not a foodie, but I'm an eater.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying. It's part of the stuff that a lot of people now try to like skip on, because now everybody's trying to use all this processed oils and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So when it comes down to like beef tallow and pork fat and all this other
Mm-hmm.
stuff, that adds this level of like that when it comes down to
Care.
the cooking is just
Oh,
great.
Yeah, it's
So I have
just
a
more
question then.
care.
Where did you guys actually? How did you? Because we're speaking about all this stuff, but the one thing we don't know is what's your background. Like, did you grow up cooking? Did you actually go to school, or did you just pick up cooking jobs? Did you just recently become
Bro,
cooking?
so listen, I got my first job where, you get your working papers in school or something like that, right?
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know if they still do that anymore. I don't know.
They do, from what I heard, because I was actually talking about this with my
Right? Like, I'm
sister.
that old, bro. I don't know
They
if
were
they
talking
still
about how
do
they
this
got to
shit
get
or
that
what.
for the boys. Yeah, no, trust me. I feel like I'm older than you, but
I'm
I don't even
35.
know.
I just hit 35 May 8th.
I'm older than
Oh
you,
no!
my dude. I'm older than you.
Why are you making us feel old? I'm at the gateways of 40, bro. I'm at the gateways of 40. You talking
Hey,
about
but 40 is
35?
the new 20, though. We're accomplishing a lot of things now.
Facts,
So,
facts, my dude.
you can't
Facts.
do it like, these
Don't
young
make
people
Poetic
who,
feel good, bro. Don't make Poetic
yeah,
feel good.
yeah.
Nah, working papers is still a thing, but yeah. So go
Yeah.
ahead. So you got those.
So I got that, and then my first job was literally, well, my first cooking job was at McDonald's.
Same here.
Um,
Same here.
it was at the one in 34th and Herald Square in Manhattan.
Okay.
Mind you, I live in the Bronx. Went to school in the Bronx, so I would basically
You
wake
gotta
up,
travel.
wake up from Soundview, take the 39 bus to the 6 train, take the 6 train all the way to 125th Street, transfer over to the 2 or the 5 or whatever, and go down to 34th and Herald. McDonald's is right there. I would start like around 4, get off at like 11 or something, and that was like my first job. And I liked it enough that I was like, interested in the food stuff. But then that was like at 16, 17, and then I took other jobs, right? But by the time I hit 18, I didn't want to do those physical labor jobs like that. Doing painting and this and that with my uncle and stuff, and I was like, nah, this shit's boring, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
you want to do something that is your passion, bro. Like when you do
yeah.
something that is your passion, you're not really working.
But from young, actually, to put it like this, I'll go back further. My grandma was the one who would unite everyone. You know, she's still alive, but all her cooking and, we grew up in the Bronx in a crazy area. She bought a house in New Jersey for all the cousins and everyone to get together with, and that was our summer house. Like we would go over there, stay in New Jersey the whole summer, pool, la 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 la, with football, boxing, esto lo otro. But my grandma raised us to be family whole, and then in our household, my mom's household, it was like my older brother would do the cleaning, I would do some cooking, and then my little brother would do nothing because he was the little one.
Of course, there's always those.
There's always one.
But then as as we got, that was like around 6, 7, just helping making rice and eggs and stuff, just rice and eggs, washing rice. And then the traditional rice, beans, and chicken, you know what I mean? And then you throw in a plátano to make it gourmet and shit.
Hey.
And then we grew up on corned beef.
Just throw up
We grew up on corned beef with French fries, some maduros, the rice. We grew up,
so good.
like not super freaking rich or fancy or nothing like this. Hell no. But the point was that, my mom raised me and us the same way that my grandma raised them. And, my mom was a single mother. So we will help out where we can, right? Even if it was just trying and the rice was wet or if it was burnt or whatever, that was the effort. So as I got older, I stuck to it. I was still, care for cooking, care for my brothers and stuff like that. Help my mom, and then my brother would clean, and then, as we got older, it progressed, and I'll make different food, and I'll make other stuff, and then, worked at the Boys and Girls Club. My first official cooking job was at 16 at McDonald's, and then probably like 2 years later, there was a customer who came in, and he was like, he just felt, that basically like my service was out of McDonald's. You know what I mean? He was like, because it was mostly summer jobs, summer gig. I would go, then work in, and I'm like, interested. So he met me and he was like, hey, would you like to do something more than McDonald's? And I'm like, as in what? Because that's kind of a weird question to ask.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm the manager to this restaurant over here, and we could start you in as a prep cook. And I'm like, oh, well, what do prep cooks do? And he was like, well, you do this, you do that, you just prep, you don't cook. And I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. So basically, it was at this spot called Cipriani's. It's a very, 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 you can look it up. It's in Grand Central Station, or across the street from Grand Central Station.
It sounds familiar. I think I've been there. Okay. So then you started prep cooking there?
So the guy saw your potential. He introduced you to the kitchen.
Yeah, and he put me under the wing with the kitchen staff or whatever, and probably like from 18-ish around there or whatever, I got my first taste of it was banquet style cooking. So it was like big portions and stuff, but it was just cutting and cleaning vegetables and pass it on. And then the cooks would actually steam them or whatever they would do to make it look fancy.
Okay.
But from there, I worked there for about a year, and then I met this guy named LJ who ended up being my mentor into a little more creativeness and more pizzazz and restaurant industry more.
Like more of the techniques and the ins and outs of
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
The banquet style is more like just catering, it's just catering big parties, big parties. And still in all, it wasn't always fun. It was ass kicking, fucking sometimes I didn't want to keep doing it, and I'm just like, yo, screw this. But
I did that. I learned same thing. Well, I started McDonald's at 14. I got in trouble. That's a different episode, y'all know. So, and I got in trouble when I was 14. And my mom, she's like, well, you're getting homeschooled now. And then I ended up, she's like, you're going to pay me back for everything you did. So I got my job at McDonald's and started paying my mom. And then I started my culinary journey the same way. I went to a restaurant, did that. I actually went to culinary trade school. That's where I met my dude here, my brother right here, Martin.
Nice.
Met him when I was going there to a Job Corps, and we went through Mount Wachusett College. So we did that, and I learned it. But it's good to see that you actually, your story is funny because I feel like with a lot of chefs, that's kind of a comparable story for a lot of us, where we started off with family and we were kind of interested, and we saw
Yeah.
food in a different way, and then we decided to get a job, and we're like, you know what, I could do this. I like this like regular, shitty fast food job, but like I want to see if I can cook something more, because I'm assuming I know, at least I did when I was at McDonald's. I did a lot of like experimentation with stuff that they had there.
Oh yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
cooks do. So I feel like
yeah,
you probably did that. So I
yeah.
mean, that
Definitely
piqued your
did.
interest as you went higher.
Yeah. And then when I go to McDonald's now, I'll be like, oh, I used to eat the grilled chicken and I used to eat this and that, but I would eat it like this and that shit. My girl would be like, well, why they
Yeah.
don't make it like that? Because they don't care, they're corporate. But yeah, so I've always had love for the kitchen.
What's up?
My grandma spent a lot of time with me because nobody else would stay with me. I was a trouble kid, just even that, like my grandma would be frustrated with me. So, but she would be in the kitchen a lot of the time, and she would just sit me on the counter where I can't get down, or whatever.
It's like 15
So
feet below when you're a kid, man.
yeah, and I'm super short still, so the counter
Siéntate ahí,
still
siéntate ahí, no te bajes.
the counter is still a pretty jump for me too. Still.
So, at what point in your whole like food development history, you decided to like this is gonna be something big, and
Wow,
what is
not
your
long.
goal?
Like actually, so okay. So yeah, not long after meeting Chef LJ, who brought me into a kitchen called Cien Fuegos in Lower East Side Manhattan. From the age of 18 till about 20, I worked with him around there. And maybe longer, I think till like about 21 actually. And pretty much throughout that time, like I was just like, head down to the board. It was a boot camp for sure. Like it was because he was a good teacher, but he was a tough teacher.
Yeah.
And what me with my knife skills, like I've always, always had knife skills and stuff like that, home there. And then he just started teaching me more about like, my other creativeness and knife skills and stuff like that. And if he had gave up on me, like if he like there was times where I'd be late, right? But I know that I was a beast at what I'm doing. I'm a fucking beast because like I'm handling 2 kitchens at once at the age of like 19, right? 19, 20. Um, on Friday nights and Saturday nights,
Oh damn,
Thursday, Friday,
that's a
Saturday,
fate.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
Busy days.
pretty much like I just knew, I've always loved it. And being in that type of kitchen, being in that environment, what's the name of that show with that kid from Shameless?
Oh, Bear?
Bear, right?
Bro,
Like when
real
I
quick
see that movie,
before you go.
a show,
If y'all haven't seen Bear and you want to know, so besides Anthony Bourdain's Cook's Tour, which is really good, if y'all want to see a show that is the most accurate,
yeah,
like in terms of like how it is to be a chef, a restaurateur, someone really trying to learn, watch The Bear. Now here's a quick question: 1 to 10, what would you rate The Bear?
I would give it a 10. It's a good
Dang.
one for me.
You know,
Because it
most chefs
hits
love
a
it.
lot of parts. It shows the anxiety. It shows the success. It shows the love and the familyhood and all the
Yep.
stuff behind the
Yep.
kitchen. That like a lot of people don't really pay attention to. Like, oh, that's what it takes to do that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
people
Thank
we have our
you.
normal life. But so
Thank
yeah,
you.
that was the environment that I was in that kitchen, where it was just like highs and lows, fights and not fights, like just like it would just get to pressure boiling point where you're just like you step out the kitchen, you fucking
Yeah.
leave shift and all, but then you come back the next day and you're like
Back
you
to the
feel bad.
grind.
You feel bad because you left your colleagues in fire, but your chef sent you home, because
bro.
of like,
I
just
mean, you have to have passion for that, because I mean, if you don't really
It's
have the
not easy,
passion,
dude.
yeah, if you don't have the passion for the kitchen, bro, like that thing, is a one and done
Bro.
type of thing
yeah,
for
you'll
a lot of
leave and you
people.
won't come back.
Yeah. I
But
mean that's one of the things why like I love cooking and everything like that, but I can't handle kitchens. The whole pressure of the kitchen is one of the things that I'm like, that shit to me is dreadful. It's like I that's why I say I respect people in the kitchen. Y'all guys got the most respect from me. That's why I'm
yeah,
a eater. I'll enjoy everything because I know the type of work that it takes for like sous chef, everybody, bro. When it comes from those doors into the kitchen, bro, is a battle, bro. It's just a race against time, trying to
especially on
get
the
stuff on time.
weekends.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
just
But
it's just crazy. I mean, the amount of work that you guys put into the kitchen is unbelievable.
yeah, so he basically had me under the wing for a good while and believed in me and showed me like my potential, my creative potential. And then I was with my lady the whole time. She was with me throughout that. I was
That's
living
tough.
in New York, and then she saw the stress, because like she's with me, so like it's just really stressful and stuff, and you just sometimes it goes home with you. But she was like, hey, like she was tired of being in New York. I was kind of fed up with the environment too. And she's like, you wanna try your luck in Alaska and shit, and you could get paid way more. She's like, you could get paid way more, and I'm like,
Say
what?
less.
What? What am I doing? So then she showed me some like jobs and stuff out there in remote areas of Alaska, not Anchorage, like but like remote, where her family is. So she was born in Saipan, and then her mom and dad, got together. Her mom's Filipino. Her mom and dad got together. Her dad ended up being in the Philippines for a while, or her mom going to Saipan or something, and they ended up moving to California, her mom, and then they spent majority of their time in California, her and her immediate family. And then one of her cousins who worked for Wolfgang Puck basically ended up going from the California area up to getting a job in Alaska. And then basically that's how their migration started, going all the way to Alaska, because they saw that there was more job opportunities, more pay, like, stuff like that. And so she's like, let's go back over there. That's where she ended up coming from. She's like, let's go check up
Okay.
there and be over there. And I'm like, all right, let me see. So then I applied for a few jobs, and like literally because of my resume from New York and the jobs and, locations and stuff, they like hit me back right away. And I was like, all
So
right, bet, win-win. Like, let's go. And then it was double what I was getting paid in New York.
That is crazy.
So, do you feel like I personally feel this for me and for a lot of the stuff that I went through? Because, as you know, I'm a little older than you. Not much, I'm there, but I'm
Yeah,
getting there. But I learned with a lot. I travel all over the U.S. and a lot of the places in the world to cook. And the one thing I learned: every kitchen is the same when it comes to, if it's a good kitchen, on how you move, how you talk, and stuff. But obviously, there's certain things that are different. But I feel like the kitchen is one of those things where, and Anthony Bourdain says it, how like the kitchen is not for everyone. If you go into the kitchen and you're a soft spoken person, you're someone who doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything, you become harder in a kitchen. A kitchen really does shape your personality, in
it
my opinion.
does. That's a question that you could even ask my wife, because like when she's had a lot of medical and billing office work experience, admin work and stuff like that. And like being with me, like I'm always in the kitchen, like at work, at home. So I pull her into the kitchen a lot. She's always like, you always ask me to be in the kitchen. And I'm like, no, like my kids too. My son, he literally be at my cutting board like this, just eyes on the cutting board. And I'm like, back up a little bit. Like last night I made a lasagna and stuff, and like it's his fave. It's like, it's the fave, It was a bust down.
How much you know right now? You just made this dude go crazy. I love lasagna too, but he loves
Yeah, I'm a
lasagna.
lasagna connoisseur. So
Hold on,
now,
let's see. Hold on,
since
hold
you
on, hold
said
on,
that,
hold
I'm
on.
gonna hold you.
All right, he's
Hmm.
gonna show
Nah,
us the lasagna, ladies and gentlemen. He's
it's
gonna
a
show us the
wrap.
lasagna.
It's a wrap.
Uh-oh.
It's always better the next day too, but
Ah, facts.
Oh
Facts.
no, see,
Ooh.
that's a wrap. It's a
Okay,
wrap.
okay,
It's a
okay.
wrap. sir, you have to cook me one now. That's it. Nah, you got to cook me one.
That's
It's the
awesome.
best. It's the best. So I do it simple though. I'll tell you, I'll give you the good breakdown right here for my lasagna. So ricotta cheese,
All right.
parsley, fresh
All
parsley,
right.
Italian parsley, an egg, salt, pepper,
Of course.
parmesan.
All right.
Mix that up. Put that to the side in the fridge. Prepare your meat sauce, right? So you got your meal pois, you got your carrots, your onion, your celery, some garlic, and basil,
Okay,
right?
he knows it's cooking. He knows it's cooking so far. Okay,
Right?
okay.
So then you go ahead and I use a grater for my carrot, nice
All
grater,
right.
really fine, right? And then the onion, fine dice it. Same with the garlic, I'll use the fine grater, make it really dissolvable. Celery, fine dice, really thin. And go ahead, cook your meat and all that stuff. Tomatoes, fresh tomatoes and stuff like that. And you could cheat by using tomato sauce because that's what I do. Unless I'm gonna sit there and make my own tomato sauce.
Yeah.
But nobody got time for that. Unless I'm at the kit, and like I don't got the equipment here at the house like that. At the house, I just make it.
You gotta work with what you
Right?
got.
At my commercial kitchen though, forget it. We go ahead and roast our onions and stuff like that, and go on with it. But so yeah, tomato sauce, diced tomatoes and stuff like that. Put those all to the side. You get your meat going. You get your meat brown, salt, pepper, some adobo, some sazon.
Oh, there
We
you go.
Puerto Rican, you know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
then for me, what gives my flavor like off that way to our Puerto Rican side is I like to use olives. So I'll take a few olives and stuff and I'll
Green
mash
or
it in
black?
the green olives.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Spanish ones. The only
Con
way to go.
pimentón with the little
Yeah.
red pepper in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll take that I got a little mortar and I'll go ahead and turn it into a little paste and stuff. And I'll add that into the meat. And then I'll go ahead and add
That's different though. That's different.
It's delicious.
I'll go ahead
the way
and
to
add
do it.
I'll go ahead and add the meal pois, the meat brown and stuff, get that working, get that flavored up. Go ahead and add the basil, check for salt and pepper and acidity, whatever. Once that's all good to go, got that nice and brown and married and stuff, I'll add a little bit of red wine into the meat.
Oh, there you go.
Give that a little turn, let it flavor up, let it marry and stuff like that. And then we'll go ahead and add our wet and start putting our tomatoes, tomato sauce, all that stuff. You got your meat sauce going.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, and then you go ahead and cover that up and let it just stew for a little bit, and then go ahead and boil your noodles. I like to use mozzarella and provolone cheese and a little bit of the Parmesan Asiago.
Okay.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, it's bust down.
Guys, just know the next episode that we do with Chef Zeus right here, just know that it's gonna be live. It's gonna be live and he gonna make it. Cause I gotta try it.
You can do it at my kitchen, bro. You're gonna have to come out here and do a live tasting.
I got a question. So what would you say is your signature dish at Chammorican?
Well, the funny thing is,
what makes it
what's our signature dish?
Well, that's the most single. What is your most popular dish?
Yeah,
the popular dish is just the chicken and shrimp because it is heavy. You know what I'm saying? It comes with a lot. Is salchipapa, garlic marinated shrimp. You know what I'm saying? With chili flakes, some my mojo sauce and stuff like that.
Ooh,
and then we'll go ahead and grill the chicken. We'll go ahead and grill the shrimp, and then it's chicharrón de pollo, fried, and then salchipapa.
And for those who don't know, what is salchipapa?
Salchipapa is basically like hot links, and I do roasted garlic potatoes. So roasted garlic potatoes, I'll roast them one time and stuff like that, so that they're cooked nice on the inside and stuff like that. And then when we go to fry it, it's crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
So then, for people who might be wondering, how do you source the ingredients? And and how is it important to you to in your how important is local produce or the produce that you use to your cooking?
So I love to source my stuff as local as possible, but there's certain ingredients that I've learned to find out that they're at Asian markets, like our recaito.
Yeah,
Recaito, they sell it at the Asian market. It's just named differently. You just got to know the herb and what it looks like, right? Because a
yeah,
lot of them looks like and smells too, right? Because if
Yeah.
you
yeah. That's one thing I
so
learned when I moved here. Like I was looking because we use a lot of culantro in our regadito and
culantro,
stuff.
that's the
But
name,
that's
yeah.
one thing I couldn't figure out the English name for it. So then
It's
when
cilantro.
yeah, and I found out, but it's cilantro, but it's like a heightened version. For y'all who don't know, culantro is like a stronger version of
Yeah, it
cilantro.
has more like fragrant.
Yeah,
It's more
more
Yeah.
fragrant.
fragrance, with more taste. It just
But I mean,
trust me,
with a
if you
lot
like
of the
cilantro,
produce
try
these
that
days,
on a
man,
taco, and culantro will make your
I'm gonna tell
taco
you,
30 times better.
I do a lot of shopping, right? And I was doing meal plan services for some high-end clients and stuff, and they would only want me to shop at Whole Foods, right? And after shopping at Whole Foods for a while, or shopping at a market every like 2 days all the time, you start to see the lack of their, care for produce. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I would, for me, when I go shop for clients or people, like I go to PCC.
Yeah, okay.
It's a pretty good market. Amazon is okay, depending. You just gotta check all your stuff, but a lot of people are growing stuff in mass produce.
Yeah.
I would like to get to a point where in Alaska we were growing all our own stuff. We had a little garden and everything like that. But
Now, I'm
How
not
do you grow
sponsored
a
by them.
garden
We're
in
not.
Alaska? That is crazy.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by them, but I know PNW. I know a lot of places in the U.S. have it, and they're becoming very, very big right now. Local farms and stuff. But I'm not sponsored, like I said. But there's a place in Kent, Washington. It's
mhm.
called, I think I'm trying to remember, Carpenito. So Carpenitos, they're Carpenito brothers. They're a huge, like, insane farm. They started in June. But that's when they start selling their produce and stuff like that, and it's all 100% natural. And the amount of produce they have, bro, you should check it out. Their produce is insane. They have
Yeah,
almost everything, except for culantro, but they do have like everything else. It's all fresh produce,
but
and surprisingly, it's actually cheaper than going to a store. Sometimes I actually buy myself from there just because not only do I like to support local, but it's actually somehow it's cheaper than going to like Fred Meyer's and stuff like that, and it's all in the fresh produce. So that's one thing I
mm.
use big time. But that's good to know that you. So when you shop, you said, so are you
Yeah, I
picky?
go to a couple places. So I live up in North Everett, but my kitchen's in Bato. So I'll hit up like the Evergreen Asian Market, the Pacific Asian Market on Evergreen. For some like my banana leaf and stuff like that. Also, they
Okay.
have like they have ube at those markets and stuff like that. Fresh ube because we make a ube leche flan. That's another
And for
popular
y'all who
one.
don't know what ube is, it's a cassava. It's a
It
very
is a cassava.
it's a purple. You guys have
Hmm.
probably seen it if you know Hawaiian food. It's very big in Hawaii and
Yeah,
Polynesian in general. It's a purple cassava. You can make it sweet, and it's like a beanie sweet. It's fucking
yeah, it
delicious.
tastes super super good.
It's super good.
So we do a coconut ube leche flan. That's a really popular one. When we make it, it sells quick. The chicken and shrimp is a high seller. We have the short ribs. We have pernil. We put red pickled onions, garlic mojo on it. Arroz con gandules, tostones. We do thin short ribs marinated ourselves with Asian pears. We do Asian pears blended, soy sauce, garlic. It's a hit. Um,
So, what challenges have you faced while introducing this new cuisine? Because it's a fusion cuisine, it's a new one. So, what kind of
not
challenges have you had with bringing this to the PNW?
not much, to be honest. It's all been smooth. Like um, to answer your question, where do we source our stuff? And we source it all local. We go to a few markets over here. One is called Imram's. They have all our everything we need. The produce and all. And then my meats, I just go hit up, Restaurant Depot or something and buy it by the
Yeah.
case.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so honestly, no challenges really, only because again, the lack of Puerto Rican food here in the PNW and a lot of the stuff that I'm making is really authentic, so introducing it, not much, it's just you
People
gotta
accepted it pretty quick.
yeah, they say that again.
So people just kind of like they just took it in real fast. Like it was something
Yeah,
that caught their attention because it was something new to them. So they embraced it
yeah.
pretty fast.
I mean, we've been out, for a while, and we just been promoting the fusion and, doing as best as we can, right?
Okay.
So we're out in public. We've done events too. We do events, and pretty much when people come to us, we just give them like our 100%, with the food, with the fusion. For example, like a jibarito, a lot of people can't even say jibarito, so they don't know what it is. They'll say, oh,
Jibarito?
yes, and so we have to put plantain burger, um,
Oh,
which then they're like, oh, a plantain burger, what's that? It's a gluten-free burger,
yeah.
basically no bun, plantain, lettuce, tomato, burger patty, some sauces, some cheese,
Yeah. You got to bring it down to so a level that they understand. Now,
yeah.
quick question. So you do fusion. They at one point in time was only Puerto Rican, and then you kind of like try to start mixing it up. Like how that happened?
So really, no, like I've kind of always been, well, when I got with her, after trying a lot of her food
Mm-hmm.
and like being around her family, and they like lechon. Lechon is lechon,
Yeah.
right? And they like red rice. They don't like beans. They don't, like pasta, lasagna, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they fish, frito, a lot of, fritters. They have, rice noodles, soups and stuff. So then I'm just like, okay, a lot of this tastes familiar to like how we make it,
Yeah.
just, in their style. So for example, like short ribs, we don't really make short ribs, we make ribs, you know what I mean? The short ribs are just thinner,
Yeah.
so adobo is, it's like a Filipino style
Yeah.
adobo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like stewed ribs or stewed pork or whatever, with simple ingredients, soy sauce, vinegar, onion, garlic, simple. And when you try that, you're like, damn, this is just missing like a couple ingredients, and it's not far off.
Are you
Yeah.
part, by any chance? Are you part of the Puerto Rican Association Facebook page?
No, not yet.
So you should definitely be part of it. So there's, like you said, there's really isn't. When I came here, I learned that there's not really much representation when it comes to Puerto Rican. There is one restaurant in Tacoma, which is pretty far
Called
from
Oh
where you're
San Juan.
yeah, O San Juan, yeah, OSJ. They're very good, but they're like the only one here. Now, if you join the Puerto Rican Association page, you'll see there's a few people trying to do what you're doing, but the difference that I'm noticing is that you're doing it correctly. The reason they're doing decent, but compared to what you're doing, so I found you from Phil Ma Eats.
Mm.
He's awesome dude. I'll put his link below. I found you from him, and then I started looking, and then I started hearing about it. So that's when I was like, oh shoot, let me see if there's something
Yeah.
even more. When I saw your pictures and photos and stuff, I was super
Yeah, if you
surprised.
go to my profile, you could see like, a lot of the food, you know, it's not that like it's literally Taino fusion, and then you could see the transition when I met
Yeah.
her, like you're like, oh, okay. And then it became like a fusion between like our culture, both of them, the Asian cuisine, and if you go to Puerto Rico, there's so much different. Like there's Chinese Puerto Rican, there's
Yeah.
Asian
Yeah.
Puerto Rican, and nowadays, like you said, there's such a big mix of things. But just making the two come together really hasn't been too many obstacles. Spam
So it was
musubi,
like
right?
natural flow to the whole transition into mixing the two cultures.
Yeah, because like
Okay.
since I've got with her, like she the kid, like they like spam musubi, right?
Mm.
And then I'll go ahead and make my version of a spam musubi for them,
Okay.
with maduros, some egg, fried rice, right? Wrap it up in the seaweed, boom. And my kids love those things. So we just experiment ever since, like, okay, da da da. My daughter's picky, my son isn't. So we've always been experimenting, and then
Hey,
a
that's the
lot of the
beauty of having kids. You always gotta experiment because they get so picky when it comes down to
they
that.
really do.
I'm
They
telling you,
really
bro.
do.
I got four of my own. I mean, it's just crazy because you have to. come up in the kitchen and just become like like a magician in the kitchen, because it's
Do
like
any
you
of your
have to
kids eat
please.
kimchi?
They try the kimchi. They got into this whole like the whole Korean thing, and they started like, oh my god, I want kimchi. So I went to the Asian market. I got the kimchi. I tried the kimchi before. Like I said, like my palate is white. Like, bro, bring the food. I'll let you know. The only thing I don't really mess
I
around
can't do it.
because it kills me is the fact that I'm allergic to shellfish. So like lobster, crabs, all this stuff, it just like is out of the ballpark for me, because it's like if I eat it, I die.
Nah, I feel it. I feel
I'll
it.
probably be like, that's my last dish, and then I'll eat all the shrimp I can, and I'm like,
It was good. I'm checking out.
right?
So when it comes, so you say you can't do kimchi, right?
I don't like it. I've tried it, but my wife and my kid, they love it. So, kimchi fried rice, boom. And then we come over here and we see like kimchi this, kimchi that. I'm like, that's what's
Yeah.
up.
I mean, it's
Now,
an acquired taste
are you
because
able to do,
of
like,
the bitterness
like-
and acidity of the kimchi. It's just kind of like,
trying to think, like, wait, what
I
did you say,
think-
Brian?
No, I'm just saying, like the kimchi, when you eat it and stuff like that, it just brings this like notes of acidity and the tanginess and stuff like that. So it's an acquired taste from time to time.
Yeah, you got to eat it
It
with
also
understanding.
depends. It depends where you get it from, though, because I've had like Asian kimchi, which is like authentic Korean kimchi, for example. I actually had some yesterday, and I had some in my fridge. Certain ones I can do, but it's too sour for me. I'm like, it just doesn't hit my palate right. But when they have like the milder versions, I'm actually able to do those ones because they're more tame. It's less sour. So for those ones, I recommend trying it because there's different variations. There's like a very authentic, the very sour kimchi, but then there's the medium version, which I get mine from H Mart. I actually have a daikon. Is it daikon? A radish. I have a yellow radish kimchi downstairs. I have a yellow radish kimchi, and that one I can do all day, bro. All day. I eat that with everything.
I'm
It's
just
so
saying,
good.
I don't know many like my son, he loves it, bro. He'll eat it out the jar like it's applesauce. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, yeah, like, we go to the store. He's like, it started off with the little bottle. And now he's at he be wanting the big one, But a lot of it comes from cooking for them, like I make what I like, but my daughter, she's more like she likes like fruits and veggies. She likes seaweed. She likes spam musubi and stuff like that.
All right. Yeah,
And,
you have to play in the kitchen when it comes out to them. So
that's good.
Hey, it's awesome though.
Yeah, that's a good thing because like wifey was telling me like when we have our kid, I know she plans on giving them from a young age. A lot of parents I noticed like when they're young, they say, "Oh, don't give your kids this. Don't give it. Wait till they get a little older." But other cultures, there's no waiting time. There's like you just feed them what you feed them, what we have.
Yeah.
Also, what you eat too is a big impact too, and like cooking with them and stuff. Also,
Yeah, well, it makes a difference because if you start him off young, and like your son has a healthy appetite, I can tell.
Yeah,
he's willing to try stuff and he eats anything. That's
that boy eats a raw
thing
onion. Like he'll be like, "Oh, let me get that onion," and I'm like, I mean, go for it.
Like an apple.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very impressed because look, we started our business for him mostly, for them. My son has a medical condition, right? And he was born with his intestine outside. And it's exactly what you were saying, to say, that a lot of people say, "Oh, don't give him this, don't give him that, don't give him this," right? And so for him, his survival has been based solely off of what he eats, right?
Wow.
Because they're children with his medical condition called gastroschisis. They rely on this TPN for majority of their life, or young adult all the way to adult, whatever. But if from young, if they don't start him off eating well, right, which was the problem for the first 2 years of his life that we lived in Alaska, they didn't want him to eat certain foods. They wanted him to eat only what they had written in their book, and it was contradicting how we were raised, right?
Yeah.
So, long story short, we ended up moving here. They're like, "Hey, you could feed the kid whatever you'd like," and we started introducing him again to how we were raised with foods that we eat, rice, this, that, etc. And he basically made it.
You saw after you start giving him,
Oh yeah.
the
Oh
variety.
yeah.
You saw the improvement in
Oh
his
yeah.
health and all this other stuff.
Bro, listen, my son is 7 years old and he will cry if you deny him food anywhere, even after he just ate. Like he has an appetite of an old man,
Oh, that's great, bro. That's
like
great.
a
That's
heavy
great.
man, like just wanting to always eat.
Yeah.
Right? Like we just finished eating. We just went to a Chinese spot over there in Everett called King Noodle, and we go and we get everything we want. He gets his bowl of soup or rice, and as soon as we get home, he's like, "Yo, can I have some of this, some of that?" And like, bro, it was a 10-minute drive. Like, what are you doing?
You just, hey, but something that's great though, because
growing
I
kid.
mean, I know that brings a smile to your face because by having that type of appetite,
Yeah,
despite his condition, bro, it's
yeah,
just showing
exactly.
you like how he's just full of life, and it's
Just
just like
earlier,
he's just
this is what he said. He said, because my wife is under the weather with all this change of weather. He goes, "Mom isn't feeling well." I was like, "Well, how are you gonna take care of her?" He was like, "Well, maybe when I get older, I could be a doctor." I was like, "Yo, that'd be dope. You could take care of her. You could take care of people with your condition." He's like, "And I'll also be a chef." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever,
hey.
however you want to do it, you could do it." But yeah, he's come a long way. Basically, we used to not be able to put a grain of rice into his mouth, like, and he would project out. He would throw up, and it would be bad. That's how it was when we lived in Alaska. He couldn't have a grain of rice, water, nothing. His stomach wouldn't take it. His stomach wouldn't take it. But we moved down here, and we would, they were doing occupational therapy and stuff, and then we were introducing our food in occupational therapy. And pretty much he's got, like I said, a pretty good appetite where he eats things that, I'm just like, whoa, okay, go for it. He'll be trying everything and I love it because, just yesterday we made the meat, right? To make the lasagna, and he's there at the cutting board with me, watching me make everything, seasoning everything, doing, here, you
Awesome.
put this in, you put the pepper, you put this in. So he'll go ahead and season everything. And then he calls himself the certified tester. Like he has to test it first,
That's awesome.
you know.
That's great. That's great. That's amazing, bro.
So it's probably like that, just when you have kids, you have to cook, bro. Like let's say you just a single person, like, you could go a little while starving and stuff like that, whatever, I'll eat later, right? But then, and your lady, you guys be like, "Oh, I'm hungry," but you'll go scrolling for a while or whatever, and you're not hungry. But then when you have kids, they're like, "I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry." So to keep them, fed and stuff like that, that's what you got. That's how it is. And we can't give him any processed food. We have to make everything organic. We have to make a lot of this stuff because
That's
he
the
can't have any
best. That's
sugar,
the
too much
best
sugar.
though.
He can't
Yeah,
have too
that's
much
the
sugar.
best.
Right. So for that, the same thing. We raised my daughter the same. She can't if he too much sugar is not good. We already have consumed it because of our era, but like if we could change something for them, like when we go to the market, all the fruits and vegetables and all the good stuff that they could have, that's what we go for. It costs a little bit more, but like that's just what it is.
It's kind of sad that the natural stuff is always like higher in
Way more
price, but then you got all the trash and all the synthetic stuff and all the chemical
cheap.
stuff, and you just got it for cheap. It's just like, yeah, guys,
Because that's
we
just
see
how it
what
was
y'all
meant to
doing over
be.
here. Yeah,
That's just how it was meant to be, until now everybody's more conscious and aware of what we're consuming. And so have we. We've become way more aware since he was born up until like, we were eating crap. And then my son's born and then we were aware of his condition and we're just like, all right, so if we have to change his diet, we have to change ours. Not all the way, of course, we still eat,
yeah,
but he just can't have sugar in his body. So we don't do Halloween. We don't do anything that has to do with candy and make them feel weird. They'll dress up and have their whole Halloween dress up and stuff. But as far as going out to get candy, it's not something that
yeah.
that
Yeah.
we do. But so yeah, like just when we moved here, as soon as he came out the hospital, I was working at Facebook when we moved here in
Oh,
Washington.
nice.
from Alaska to here. When I moved from Alaska to here, I got a job at Facebook working at Oculus,
Oh,
in the kitchen, right? And they're organic. Everything they do is organic, and it's really good. So, I would take food from there, make it at work, and then bring it to the hospital. And then we would go to the hospital and stay, have dinner with him, stay overnight, et cetera, et cetera. I would go back to the Facebook and work, and then we ended up finding a place here, and we were able to bring him out of the hospital as soon as we
That's
found a
about.
place, right? So
congrats
as
on
soon
that,
as we
bro.
got a place, got him a little high chair and stuff like that, and just toma, comete esto, comete eso, comete esto, and he would just what he didn't want, he would just piss it off. What he want, and that's just how it was. And
That's what's up.
we would experiment, like, oh, let's try this, let's try that, spam musubis and all that, So like the spam musubi goes back because we would just make it, and even now he can't have. So the spam musubi is a quick thing, It's something that you can make it, and then like you could just
Delicious.
reheat it or eat it cold, at least whatever. And we would give it to him to go to school because in school you look up all the food,
Oh yeah.
you
Okay,
know
now.
what I mean, and it's not good. So they're the reason we have spam musubi on our menu. Lumpia as well, lumpia wraps.
Okay. So
So
what's been your most popular item on your during like your pop up events?
Our pop-up events is been honestly everything. We be selling out.
oh, that's great.
So a lot of people come and they want to eat what they see on TikTok and all that. And a lot of bloggers that we've done some collaborations with, pretty much they came and sampled the chicken and shrimp, the
Mm.
empanadillas and stuff like that. Some of our specialty sodas like the cola champaña, the maltas and stuff like that, the jupiña,
Classics.
the
There you go.
the
Yeah.
cocoricos and stuff. We be having those kind of drinks, so that's what we try to promote. Um, so just everything sells. To be honest, like look, we got the chicken and shrimp, right? So that's the grilled garlic shrimp a la parrilla. And then we fry up the chicharrón de pollo, which is chicken thighs marinated in a garlic mojo sauce and then dropped into cornstarch seasoned in like adobo, this and that, right? Fry it up. And then sausage potato, arroz con gandules, some maduros or tostones, right? Pernil, which comes with the garlic mojo sauce, red pickled onions, some cilantro, arroz con gandules, y tostones.
Okay, so
Then
this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys this, and I want you to go ahead and go through this with us so that
go,
people can see this. I'm gonna let me know when you see this right here.
yeah.
Let me see. Tell me when you guys see that.
There we go. Yep.
There you
Okay, so
go.
this is the menu, y'all. Make sure y'all
Yeah.
go ahead and follow him. This is
Yeah.
Chef Zeus here. So this is your menu that I'm seeing here, and here I see. Let's go start with the first one. So you have the camarones y pollo, wait,
Yeah. Just like
shrimp
I
and chicken.
described, the grilled chicken shrimp, right? Grilled shrimp, fried hot links, some garlic herb potatoes, some chicken. We stopped doing the chicken wings because the price of chicken wings has gone out the roof.
Black
Um,
still is crazy.
Yeah, same as the short ribs right now. Like they used to be cheaper, like literally a month ago, and now they're like $40 more. But anywho's, so yeah, our main sellers are chicken and shrimp at the top there.
Okay.
The cotilla plates, they sell when we have our ropa vieja, the brisket. Oh my God, we take our brisket and basically like we smoke it for it's an hour per pound, right? And we'll go ahead for a 15 pounder. We'll just go ahead and freaking sit it in there for like 18 hours. You know what I mean? And just let it slow smoke. That right there is the chicken and shrimp is a bust down. That's what everybody be coming for.
That looks
Um,
fire, my dude.
That
yeah, that's
that
the,
that is fire.
yeah.
I can have that for my last meal if I if I want to go
Yeah,
out.
that looks
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, so that's the chicken and shrimp. Right there, we grill our shrimp, right? We grill the shrimp, we fry the chicken, we fried the salchipapa, which again is the garlic herb potatoes and the hot links, so it gives it like a nice spice. And then that green sauce on top, that's the everything sauce. That's the mother sauce. That's what that's the
Okay.
garlic mojito sauce.
Now,
And then uh-huh.
You said do you make your own? I'm assuming you make your own garlic mojito sauce.
Everything, all my sauces, we make it ourselves.
Now, this is my curious question. I'm assuming you probably do with everything that I've already heard you say, but for people like him, who they're cursed to not eat of God's beautiful stuff, would you
We
do
don't
anything specific?
so no, look, the thing is with everything, we have everything portioned. Nothing comes together until we have to cook it, right? So for example, the shrimp, we're putting it on the grill off to one section of our grill. That's where we cook our shrimp at, right? The chicken and the salchipapa, that all gets put in the fryer. Empanadillas, tostones, maduros, those all get put through the fire. So that's contained over there. And then our pork gets cooked in a pan, and our shrimp, and the short ribs and stuff get cooked on the right side of the grill.
Okay.
Just because I too have shell allergies. I didn't even say that, but um, I don't know. I felt like it was a long time, and it was just dirty seafood, to be honest, and that's why I got sick. I didn't try shrimp for a long, long time.
Nah, I tried a couple times, and yeah, there were like close encounters.
Yeah, nah. Those are handmade Jamaican beef patties right there, man.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm
Bro.
looking at it. It doesn't look good. It looks phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Bro, whatever
Yeah.
you're doing on the outside, is that already made?
No, we make all that all by hand. I have
No, I'm
videos
saying,
there.
is this a cooked one or is this not cooked yet?
Not cooked yet. So
That's what I thought.
basically,
Bro, the
those
fact that it's
yeah,
not cooked and it looks like that
Yeah,
looks
I was
phenomenal.
about to say, I'm like, you were what? Are you serious? It's not cooked
yeah,
yet?
That's
not
phenomenal.
cooked yet. And that basically what makes it yellow like that. We go find these ingredients that hit home. So there's a difference between curry powder and Jamaican curry powder, right?
Yeah.
Jamaican curry powder is a little bit more spicy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the dough is a Jamaican curry powder, right? It's a Jamaican curry powder dough,
Yeah,
pretty
that makes
much
a whole
Jamaican curry dough.
lot of difference.
Now, there's somebody who wrote something here. Now, I'm curious. Do you have vegan options?
Vegan options, yeah, we can make everything vegan by request. You know, it's just tough because we don't get a lot of people who request it. You know, and
Yeah.
to just have it, to make it and then have it on hand, and then like not a lot, you know, like 4 customers come through our line and they're requesting vegan, like that. It ends up kind of going to waste, you know.
Yeah,
Listen,
what I
nothing,
would
nothing
recommend-
against vegan people, but I'm just gonna say, bro, vegan people, just get over that. Get over
No,
that. Just
but I
go eat
mean,
some meat.
I can make. Look, matter of fact, it was a good buddy of mine. They became friends. They were customers, and now you know, still customers, friends. And his lady's birthday was May 8th. Mine is May 8th, and they paid to sit down at the kitchen, and we made food for them there. Right, and the only request was that she's vegan, but she wanted to enjoy the food too. So I made her an impossible jibarito with beyond tri-tip steak, right, and then the plantain, lettuce, tomato, everything else, really nice. Jazz it up, some garlic herb yuca fries and stuff like that, and then you know rice, this, that. But that's another thing that we do, you know, like we take requests like that, right? Because again, my son has a medical condition and he has his own requests to be made. So we like to, you know, take those requests. They just gotta write to us and let us know, and they can pre-order, you know, like, hey, I would like this, you know, but I'm vegan, or, you know, like a lot of people do, they write to us and just let us know what they like. I always ask if anyone's allergic to anything, you know.
So what is this? What is the next step?
I know that's one thing, especially being in Washington.
Go ahead.
You're gonna find that in Washington. You're gonna find a lot of vegan people.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know, to be honest. Like we're just doing what we can right now. We live in the right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're outside. We're doing events outside mostly. We're staying at our kitchen more so that we could do more quality control and stuff like that with our food versus being outside in Capitol Hill. So, you know, but eventually eventually, hopefully, and if God willing, if the universe allows, to have a nice pop-up spot out here, not a pop-up, like a good, designated spot where
You
we
want
could
to
be at.
you want to settle down on a brick and mortar? Or you want to like expand? Like where you see
I don't
yourself maybe like in
necessarily
the next
want a
five?
brick and mortar, but I would like to be inside of a bar where
Okay.
we got a kitchen established, because to have your own brick and mortar, and even that, there's a lot of responsibility with brick and
Mm-hmm.
mortars and overhead and stuff like that. So for the most part, I think we're gonna keep on track to what we have with our recipe, where we're doing pickup at our kitchen on certain days, and then our weekends we take advantage and book events outside in the public. We're trying to do Bite of Seattle, but it's a lot, so we might just settle for the block party. You
Yeah.
know, but yeah, you can see us at some events and stuff like that. We're gonna focus up staying at our kitchen. We do have a kitchen and bathroom, with perfect space like that table. Those are meal plans that we were doing for people in the winter time when nobody wants to go out. That's lomo saltado right there. Some pear salad, crostinis. That's a wine butter right there. Wine shallot
Oh,
herb butter for a
God.
steak.
Right.
Go
God.
back, go back, go back, go back.
Hold on. Oh
Let's
my
talk about
God.
that butter right now. Let's talk about that butter.
Hold
Go
on.
back, go back.
Let's see if I can
That right there, oof. Listen,
look at all that
come
food,
on,
yo.
Where
This.
you have
Oh
that
my
on the
God.
plate? Back it up,
come
though.
on.
Just on the
Back it up.
Instagram.
We
Make
gotta
sure
talk
y'all go
about the
follow.
butter.
I gotta wait for it. I gotta wait for it to like roll through.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hold on. It's Chammorican PNW. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow right here.
That's the
We'll put
beef
it in the
stew
link
right
below too,
there
but look at all this stuff right here. Here it comes.
coming
Nice,
up.
very nice kitchen.
Yeah,
Bruh.
Beautiful plated.
that's all vegan plates right there.
That's dope.
Just get me a bed and lay me down right there, bro. Like I just wake
For
up, have some
real.
food, you know.
I'm telling you.
Okay,
So
here it comes.
yeah,
Get
can you
ready.
pause it when the butter comes? Yeah,
I think.
right there, boom.
There you
There
go.
you go.
So this butter here,
Let's
you
talk
can put
about
it
it.
on, you can put it on anything. But
So what can you say
mhm,
what's in it, or is it a secret?
I can. It's red wine, shallot, herbs. It's reduced red wine.
Cool.
Some room temperature butter, garlic, shallots, couple herbs and stuff like that. And then I'll chill the wine down like to room temperature. And once it gets to room temperature, you introduce the butter and the herbs and stuff like that. That is
Woo.
basically it's a wine compound butter, wine garlic compound butter. And then
Do you
put it
make your
on stick.
own? Do you make the own butter before like have this whole infusion going on, or you just get
Say that
like?
again.
Do you make the own actual butter, or do you
No, I'm
you
not.
source it out?
I could do. Yeah, I like getting organic butter, like
Okay.
organic butter, unsalted,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Because we put in our own flavor into it.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
So
but yeah, it's fine.
how do you balance traditional recipes with um
All
innovative
that
techniques in the
pizzazz.
kitchen?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Uh, a balance, basically, like the sofrito. I keep it traditional. Um, and the pizzazz, I can't hold that back.
We can't hold the pizzazz back, bro.
So like, I mean, it just depends, At our kitchen, we could do more. We do a lot more. We have these dining events that we'd like to do. The last one is sold out and we did the jibaritos, but we were able to do it with more quality stuff that we can't bring outside, For
Yeah.
example, like, flank steaks and stuff like that. We fucking put it into chimichurri marinade, chimichurri marinade and stuff, and then you grill it. I have the fire shit at the kitchen. And then basically, you put the whole jibarito together. It's basically a big tostón,
Yeah.
carne, some mayo ketchup, lechuga, tomate, and some cheese. You know what I'm saying? Some garlic sauce. Put that together. But
My
yeah,
bad, y'all. I'm
bro.
old and I wanted to get my little back massager. Okay.
Yeah, you're in the TikTok massager, the new one.
Bro, I want to get that now. I got this one.
Yeah, that looks good. Looks good. Just keep a
That's my
pillow.
old self.
That's why we say that the 40 is not the new 20, bro. This dude living on 40 going on 80.
I have it because I was doing some crazy back exercises. Let's get this right. I did some back exercises and my back is recovering. Okay, I just did
Yeah.
a very strenuous back day.
You want to know
Right.
something? What I like about my kitchen? That right downstairs from my kitchen is a spot called the Relaxing Station in Bato, and it's a massage spot. And when we go in there, bro, they give us love because we give them love. We bring food downstairs for them, you know.
Oh, there you
And
go. There you go. There you
yeah,
go.
bro, that's like I do that like at least once a week or once every other week or so. But we definitely treat ourselves because we get our asses kicked, bro.
Oh yeah,
Fuck.
kitchen
Man,
work
y'all,
is not easy.
y'all do a great. Y'all do for what I'm
Yeah.
seeing. Y'all do great job, bro. Like y'all food looks delicious. It is, you know, the fact that y'all brought these two cultures that are similar yet not similar, and then just blend it all together. And I mean, I fell in love with the origin from the kitchen because you know your dedication to your kids and just trying to make them be happy as a dad, bro. Like that right there, just you know, you win me over with that story. You know what I'm saying? Because as a dad, you know, like you, that's something that you always want for your kids. Like I
Yeah.
throw down, like when I sit down in the kitchen and I go into my kitchen, bro, like you can see all my kids' faces light up because they know that I'll be over there throwing out like, yo, that is about to cook. You know,
Yeah.
I work my regular, you know,
Yeah.
my regular job. I'm a school bus driver. I, you know, sun up, sun down type of thing, and I usually don't, you know, get to cook all the time. Shut up, bro. Shut up. It's not even a hater. This bro is just a hater, bro. But I mean, and you know, like you said, like I would just come up with different ideas when it comes down to the kitchen and just throwing out whatever comes to my head. I mean, I remember I already have a crazy mix up because I'm Panamanian, but then I got Caribbean and all these other mixtures, you know, inside my DNA. So it's like try to nitpick from everywhere to try to bring it together. I mean, you done that with your you know with your mixture, whatever this fusion between Chamo and Puerto Rican, and just is just amazing. I mean, I'm loving it all the way through.
He
I
makes some
personally
fire
can't
box
wait.
mac and cheese.
Hey, you still gotta put work to make it, right?
Yeah.
I'm playing.
This guy right here.
No,
No,
no.
I feel you. I agree with him. The fact that you're bringing these two cultures, you're doing it. It's something that's new, especially to the PNW out here, Martin.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, bro, there really is not
We're
many
just trying to
cultures.
do our best. That's all. We
What's your
noticed
favorite
that, you
dish to
know,
make?
what's my favorite dish?
To make.
Bro, I can't even, I don't know. Like I don't know. I like to eat a lot with different stuff, bro. Like
Hey, that's what I'm
I'm
saying,
just
bro.
I'm just very different. Like I don't know. Like, you know, I eat rice with lasagna. I mean, lasagna with white rice.
Hey,
That's
hey,
very
hey,
see,
hey, hey.
that's very Puerto
Hey, I'm
Rican
gonna tell
though.
you this. I'm gonna tell you. I thought that shit was only for Panama, bro. I thought I was the only one coming from Panama doing that shit right there. That's something that I used to do all the time. You know, you get the
Yeah.
concon also, and then you have
Yeah.
the lasagna, bro. It's a wrap.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on. You get the what?
The
The
concon.
concon.
That's the pegado, the
El
pegado.
pegar, rapao, con colón, whatever the heck
Di
Rapado.
la
you call it,
verdad,
bro.
aquí
Yeah,
en este decimos
pegado, pegado.
pegado. Pegado,
Pegado,
cabrón.
Pegado.
pegado, pegado,
Pegado,
pegate.
concon.
Pegado.
Pégate
Right.
esto. Hey, babe, what does your mom call the bottom of the pot? The hard part of the rice? Don't know. But
You
you
know.
know, don't know. Let me get the don't know. Nah, I know it's called something, but you know, it's bound. It's bomb. You take that, what?
Exactly. That's what all
Salute,
the
salute.
seasoning went in there, get all crispy and they just get that texture from the rice. But I just wrap
Oh
it.
yeah.
But to like yesterday we had lasagna. You know, to like okay, my favorite like when I'm like yo, you'd be surprised. All right, so I'll give you my top two, top three. Lomo saltado. You know
Okay.
what that is?
Yeah.
And corned beef if I'm in a rush. Some good ass corned beef, bro.
Ooh, corned beef, bro. I haven't had
Like,
corned beef in years, bro.
You know
Like
what
in
is
the
crazy though?
traditional way. I haven't had corned beef the
Yeah,
traditional way.
but you know what is crazy though? A lot of people really like I try to make that for my kids, and I'm like that's not one of their thing. They don't like the corned beef type of thing. They don't like spam either, bro. I love spam. I love corned beef. I
Bro,
grew up
I
with that
grew up
stuff.
not liking spam because whenever my mom
I
had to
don't really
work
like
like
spam.
crazy, my dad will cook, right? And my
Mhm.
dad's favorite dish, besides like besides liver and onions, my dad loves rice, eggs, and spam. And we
Yes,
used to
bro.
have no choice, bro. We had to
I
eat it.
died.
And I got sick
I
of it
can,
growing up, bro.
I'll do rice, eggs, and plátanos, and I'm good.
Bro, I grew
Maduro.
up getting sick of it, and then as I got older and started traveling more, and when I was away from home, it's like it gets embedded. Like when I was away from home, I missed some of the traditional foods. So I would make, rice, eggs, and spam because I was like, oh, I want some, and then obviously once I started having Hawaiian food, I started eating masubi. That's when my spam like knowledge went like crazy.
I'm so
My bad.
sorry.
It's
My
okay.
family, bro. It's
Another favor of mine that I don't make often, bro. This shit's gonna rock your socks, though. So I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. If you're well, yeah.
Ooh,
These
now
are
what?
some.
What's that?
These are some. It's Hennessy chicken wings.
What?
Yeah, bro. I said
that
what I
looks
Hennessy
said.
chicken
delicious.
wings?
Hennessy chicken wings.
Now I gotta try
Yeah,
that. I never had that in my life.
yeah,
If you're
that
from New
sounds
York and you've
delicious.
been to Dallas BBQs
Nah,
ever,
never,
I'm gonna have
ever,
to try
ever.
well,
that, bro.
there's a spot in New York called Dallas BBQs on 42nd Times Square. And they got some sticky wings. They got some big wings though, like big wings. And I love those wings, so I was just like, I'll make them myself. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, you take a bottle of Hennessy, reduce it good, right? And in there, once that's done, I make my own barbecue sauce, right? Light though, like not too
Mm,
much.
yeah,
Like you don't want to lose the flavor of the Hennessy, so it's like sesame oil, some honey, right? Put a little bit of like a
it's more like a
splash of barbecue.
glazed type of thing.
Yeah, and then you go ahead and marry the two. Some
Okay,
garlic,
okay.
sesame oil. Ah, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
That looks fire.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't
I
make
was
it a
like,
lot though.
wait,
I don't make it a
yo.
lot though. I don't make it as much as I should, but those are not cheap, bro. Nobody wants to pay that.
I don't know. I feel like I would definitely pay for that. That shit look delicious, my dude.
Right?
That shit look good. Now,
They're
now
not
what's
cheap.
what's this right here?
Tell me. That's a loaded potato, bro. Loaded baked potato with shrimp, broccoli, grilled chicken,
Damn.
Good.
some
That that
butter.
that, that right there, I would literally pay like $50 just to eat that.
Y- yeah,
Bro,
go ahead. Ask me anything right there, yeah.
Bro, let me
that's
see. I want to
crazy.
That's
see.
kimchi, preparing for a little kimchi fried rice.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay, let's go.
Now, do you make the kimchi or do you buy it?
We buy it. Yeah.
Kimchi takes time, bro.
Kimchi takes too much
Kimchi
time.
takes time, my dude. It
I don't got skill. I don't got that type of
yeah, kimchi
patience.
does
I can
take time.
make it. I got the skill, but it's just you gotta have that equipment, the
Yeah.
fermentation. I don't got that space in my kitchen, and I don't like the smell of it. So
Listen,
I ain't
ain't
trying to
nobody
have
got
that
time
Yeah,
for
thing.
we're fine. Yeah.
I ain't
that.
trying to have that thing fermentating in my kitchen, and then
So
yeah,
how do you manage food waste during your like pop-up events? Or you said you sold out, so there is no
we
food
don't have
waste.
food waste
Yeah.
because we portion everything. We portion everything, right? Before we go out. And that helps us know like what our numbers are. That helps us know that we gave everybody equal servings. You know what I'm saying? That,
That's kind of
there's
that's amazing. I like that though because there's other restaurants that a lot of people are like, oh, they give me a lot of food, but then at the same time, they're that those other people that go like, oh, they like let me take it out, or they take it home, and then when they get home, they really don't eat it the next day, and they just throw it away.
yeah, we give good servings. $25 out here, people be like, oh, that seems like a lot. But when you hold that plate and you're like, damn, I'm not gonna put a dent in this. I'm gonna have some of this now and some of this later. You could serve, like two people could eat from it pretty good. That's what they do. But
Oh, that's so.
But yeah, we don't have waste because we have a system where we portion everything, etc. Our sauces, everything, we have it in bottles. We have it, we have backup and stuff at the kitchen for our
Do you do you
sauces.
do you sell sauces by any chance?
I'm trying to get me and my friend, we're putting together a line for our sauce. But yeah, you could buy my sauce at 32 ounces. 32 ounces right now is what we sell. But I'm trying to get a nice
What kind
containers
of
and stuff like that.
sauces?
Right now it's just the mayo ketchup and the garlic mojo.
Now, okay, so I got two questions for this. This is important. The first one is the most. What makes now? I've had from everyone makes mayo ketchup different, but I had this one lady who, unfortunately, it was a bad business experience. Unfortunately for me, but to this day, she moved back to Baltimore now. She used to be in Tacoma, and she made Puerto Rican food. And I'm telling you, bro, I wish to God it would have went well because her food, the flavor that is, she's from New York too. She had this flavor that was just undeniably to this day. I will say, even though we had, bad issues in the past and whatnot, I'm gonna tell you right now, if she opens that back up in Maryland, I'm telling you, bro, she could go huge because her food was different. Her mayo ketchup alone it wasn't just a mayo ketchup for some reason. If you guys don't know, mayo ketchup.
Mayo
Um,
ketchup.
Literally, yeah. But she
But
added yeah, you know what I'm saying? But she added like garlic and she added a few other things to it. She wouldn't tell me what it
paprika,
was. But do you do anything different or do you just do like a regular basic mayo ketchup or?
mayo ketchup, and a little bit of paprika, a little bit of
Okay,
salt,
okay.
just a
Yeah,
little
because,
bit because it's already
and by
salty.
the way, y'all, it's so important. If you have that, especially with Puerto Rican food, it just makes it. I don't know
It goes
why,
with
but it
everything.
makes a difference. It makes a difference.
Yeah, it goes with everything. So we basically, the way I control food waste is basically we make everything as fresh as possible. So for an event Friday, we have an event Friday and Saturday. Um, so we'll start preparing like tomorrow. Today, tomorrow. Once I get off this call, I'll go do some sourcing, go hit up the markets. I gotta make some coquito for one of my clients this weekend.
What are you talking
Yeah, I'm
about, my
making
guy?
so they ordered 12
Why
12
you
cook.
said that? Why you said that? Why you said that? I'm
As
going to get off this phone and
Coquito.
I'm gonna
What
go
kind
and
of
and
I'm gonna
coquito do
move.
you make?
I'm going to move right next to you, bro. Like, stop, bro. Like, you got me sold, bro. This is crazy. This man made lasagna. Now
look,
he's
look,
making coquito. Like, what in the heck? This is just crazy.
I'm gonna tell you what they ordered here. Let's see.
What kind of coquito do you make?
I can make pretty much any coquito really, but just the tradition based off request. It just goes off a request. So yeah, I got to order this weekend for a lot of food. Pretty much, it's gonna be arroz con gandules, two big trays. It's gonna be a couple bottles of coquito. The yuca, which is like boiled, steamed, boiled with garlic, bay leaf, onion,
Oof.
and then it
Oh,
gets
Oof.
topped with the red onion. Empanadillas. They got like two. They got like 2 dozens of empanadillas. They
ooh.
got 12 cubanos, 32 ounce mayo ketchup, 32 ounce garlic, roasted garlic broccoli mix, Caribbean fruit tray, roasted garlic parmesan with for asparagus,
Now,
roasted garlic
do they
parmesan.
pick it up?
I'm gonna deliver it. They're
So
pretty
just
good
in
client.
case, make sure you check because I know it's a big thing. Make sure you check you have the right address because I don't think I gave you my address correct. I think they gave you the wrong address. I think they gave you the wrong one. So if you want to deliver it here, it's okay. You know,
Right, right.
The,
Yeah, you can come
the,
deliver down in Miami too, bro. Like, I'm just saying.
I'm
I'll help
done.
you work it. We're like, oh, I
I'm just
delivered it to you.
saying.
They
I
say,
mean,
how do you
I
get
could
it?
send it.
Got it.
I've done it. I sent food to North Carolina before. It's not cheap though because you have to buy dry ice and shit. But
I can drive.
Listen,
They don't.
listen.
he said, "Don't worry, I'll
They
do."
got the food. They got the food.
How you seen that TikTok where it says, "Here's my money, here's my money. Just take it,
Yeah,
bro. Just take it. That's it. That's it. You got."
that's exactly how this client is. They ever since they had paid up basically and bought all the tickets for our dining experience. You know, we
That
had
is
20.
crazy.
It was a whole crowd, like a whole group of people, and they're pretty good people. They're like doctors. Some of them are, you know, very important.
Let's go.
A lot of them work in the hospital industry and stuff. So it's good to, you know, VIP everybody.
What's the most rewarding part of running Chammorican?
The rewarding part is being able to just do what we like to do and being able to have some freedom for our kids, you know, and being able to say, okay, let's take Sunday and do whatever y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we work so hard during the week. You know, and just being able, like I said, being able to love what we do, providing this food to people, you know, that part is hard, you know, but just showcasing our culture, right? And just doing the best that we can with what we're given, to just have a little bit of freedom for them.
So
You know,
before we decide to wrap up in a little bit, what is the message, the biggest message that you want to convey through the food at Chammorican, through what you do, and what's your future within like your 5-year goal plan, I guess?
that's tough. You know, I'm big
asking
on
both the
culture.
questions.
I'm big on culture. The talk that me and my lady have been having a lot lately is that although we love to provide this service to the PNW, you know, it's gonna come a point where we want our kids to have an experience in Puerto Rico, right? Some time in Puerto Rico, whether it be a year or whatever. And you know, I have family with land there and stuff, and we've been talking, and they want us to possibly open something there in Puerto Rico, but we can't be two places at once. So, you know, it's a decision. We want them to have I'm doing this for them, you know, 100% for my kids so that, you know, they can grow up with something and then they'll see if this is something they want to do. We're gonna, you know, just see how that goes. But for the most part, while we're here in the PNW, for the next, I would say 2 years or so, we're just gonna continue to, you know, just experiment with the food. You know, I can't bring everything outside. I can't bring everything at once. So, you know, for a month or so, we'll have this kind of menu, and the following month we'll have another menu, you know, just showcasing different items from both cultures. Um, but yeah, eventually, if we could leave something here, pop up here, you know, that'd be dope. If not, then we're gonna go to Puerto Rico or to the East Coast eventually, because that's where we're from, you know. So we want
Yeah,
to
I feel you on that one.
just explore the two. We've been here doing this all just me and my wife, you know, and with the kids. So balancing our personal life with the kids, no family, no nothing support, and then having a business is pretty tough. So you know, we're doing the best we can right now. And then once we get to a point where we're like, all right, you know, let's jump over to the other side of the country and see what we can open up over there. We was just in New York, New Jersey not that long ago. You know, to explore options and opportunities. If it could stay here, dope. If it can't, I'm not saying that, you know, it's basically wherever we decide to be, that's where Chammorican's gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we also don't want a brick and mortar, because we know that if we left that in the hands of someone, it's possible that they won't treat it the same way we want it to be, you know. And that's what happens with franchises, that, you know, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, and then the people start running it and it gets ran to the ground, and then that's your name. You get what I'm saying? So Chammorican's eventually gonna end up, you know, exploring what is. You know, we came this way to explore what is, and pretty much we're doing it so that my kids could have a better, you know, outcome in life, and just have culture too. You know, we're over here. There's not a lot of Puerto Ricans here, right? There's not a lot of culture for them other than what they're learning while we're here.
Yeah.
In the PNW, but we do want them to have an upbringing with their culture as well, part of this. And that time period also will be considered research and development, you know what I'm saying? Because we're going to go and do a lot of exploring, some history, some learning, some this and that, and then see where we go, whether we stay there or not.
bro.
You
And
know?
behalf of Mr. M2J here at the Latino Soul Filter, we welcome you in the East Coast anytime. Cause
Yes, sir.
I want some of that, bro. I want
You
some of
in
that.
you in
It's a wrap.
Florida, right? You're in Florida,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Come down
Yeah,
here,
something like that.
you, bro.
Something like that.
Just come down here, bro. That's.
But we just don't
I bring
know.
my
You know,
mama. I bring my wife's
it's
family.
been
I
going
bring.
well. We
Gonna be a wrap. That's
That's
it.
exactly how it is. People come and then they come the following week, they bring their friends, and then the following week they bring their parents, and then their parents bring, that's how it's been here. And we've been hitting a string because again, a lot of our customers relate and come to the food because they've either been to both places, they can relate to both places, they're either from either or, right? And they just want empanadilla. And when they try the empanadilla, that it tastes exactly like from Puerto Rico, they're just like, yo, what the hell? Like, this shit just brought me back to over there. Or, damn, the pernil tastes like my auntie made it. Or, damn, the arroz con gandules, it brought me back to when I was sitting on a stool. And that, like all these crazy memories that people share with us about the food. And that's what we've been wanting to do, just tell the story. People have their own story when they try the food, their own memories. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was most of the time spent with my grandma, right? And now being a parent to my kids, I raised them to be able to cook for themselves, to be able to know what good ingredients are, to know what good food is, and basically to show, the interaction with people that we have when we're out there, right? Because even though we're in a hostile environment, you drop someone cooking good food and you could stop a war. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? For a minute. And then they're going to get back to it. But that's kind of how it is in Capitol Hill. It's been hot, and we're there, and like people just kind of work around us, and thank God, we've been protected by, other, the better spirits and stuff. But it's been hot down there. But when it comes to the food, like, people just say, oh, I'll try it. And once they try it, even if they're skeptic, they'd be like, bro, this is the best food that I've had in a good minute. Right. But there's other good places here that we like to eat at too. There's other good places, but there aren't many. So to kind of just be amongst out and hear it from the locals, right? That's a good feeling, right? So we know we're doing something right, right? When people walk around, they're like, oh, even just having a hot dog of ours, and they're like, man, this is a pretty good hot dog, right? It's better than what I've had, right? Like, that's all we're doing. We just want to give better, give better food, give better quality stuff and
Do
flavor.
you keep anything specific on the menu, even because you said you do rotating? So do you keep anything specific on the menu that you always keep no matter what, even when you have a rotating menu?
Pretty much I would say the ones that have stood are the chicken and shrimp, the chicharrón de pollo, the pernil, and the pulled pork sandwich. Because I have chicharrón de pollo, right? And I can make chicharrón de pollo and a shrimp plate, right? As well as I could just make a chicharrón de pollo plate, as well as I could just make a shrimp plate with those two ingredients,
Okay.
right? The pernil, right? You have a plate, and then we have the barbecue pulled pork sandwich, and then we're also going to be introducing the carnitas tacos,
Ooh.
with the pernil. So those are three. Like with the pernil, I'm able to make three different plates, right?
Yeah,
Three
yeah.
different things. Also with the pernil, I make my cubanos, right? Right. So those are four dishes right there, right?
This man is a
The
swift army knife, bro. He's a swift army knife. It's man is a MacGyver of the kitchen, bro. Like, what is wrong?
so the point is that, like, those plates, they kind of stay because I like to use things that I could make many versions
Yeah.
of, right?
Makes
So
sense. That makes sense.
if right now, short ribs, I could only make, like, I was only making short ribs. And we got to roll with the times. They used to be $80 for 10 pounds. Now it's $120 for 10 pounds.
Ooh.
Not going to do that. So right now we're looking for another substitute. So we're implementing the burger right now because we can make a cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger and whatever. And then we can also make a jibarito, which is a gluten-free burger, right?
You should do a cheeseburger where I like chicharrón.
A chicharron burger, like crispy
Like an actual
chicharron,
patty, but chicharron also.
like a big chicharron.
Maybe like
This nigga's high.
pieces. Like, bro.
You mean like
I could. I'm
you
just,
mean like crispy chicharron, right? Crispy chicharron inside,
yeah,
like in the burger.
maybe like crispy with a little bit of meat on it, like still with the meat, but yeah, crispy chicharrón encima de la hamburguesa.
Yeah,
Con
the
un queso
burger.
bueno como, oh, bro,
I
eso,
get what you mean. I get what you
you know
mean.
what I'm
So
saying?
we have a
La
we
salsa que tú
do.
tienes,
Yeah,
like with
yeah,
the
yeah.
mojo sauce. I think the mojo sauce, mild ketchup might be good, but I would say maybe like the mojo sauce on the burger and the
Mm-hmm.
chicharrón with some cheese, lettuce, and mint, bro.
Mm. Hey, we
Oof.
take requests. Something I used to make a lot in Alaska that we're trying to bring it into the menu, but these are things that we could only make at our kitchen. Is the red velvet chicken waffle, like a red velvet waffle and chicken. So it's red velvet waffle with chicharrón de pollo.
Why you ain't here yet? Why you ain't here
Bro,
yet?
that sounds
I'm
fire.
waiting. Like, I'm looking outside my door. I'm still waiting for you, bro. Like, stop.
That sounds fire.
This guy's gonna make me gain 100 pounds.
Make it a sandwich, though. You make it into a sandwich.
This guy's gonna make me weigh 100 pounds heavier, and I'm gonna still be happy about that. Like,
Wait. What would you put in it though? What do you put in it? So it's like
What do you mean?
you got the red velvet,
Mm-hmm.
the chicharrón,
Chicken. No. Run it back. So it's basically
the chicken.
marinated chicken thigh,
Yeah.
right? Crispy fried, right? Between two waffles, red velvet waffles.
Is there anything else in it, or is it just like that?
Just like that. You could put whatever you want, but
Yeah,
like
do
it'll
you have
go
like
with
a sauce though, or do
some
you put on it or
honey.
anything, or just
I put
like?
like a ice glazing on it, or just honey. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
You can put syrup. You can do whatever you want.
so
yo,
good.
now that
Red
you
Honey
mentioned
mustard.
that, you was over there in Alaska. Like, what is like one of the like craziest things that you ate in Alaska that you really can't find nowhere else?
I mean, with all due respect, I couldn't do it, but the Alaska natives far out, they catch whale, right? They'll catch whales and stuff and seal, right? They'll eat seal meat and all that stuff, and then the fat from it, they also like to eat that, the whale fat and stuff, and they'll put salt in it and eat it. But
Like raw?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know that because of my food channels that I watch. They'll have like the blubber of it. Some of them
yeah,
will freeze it in salt, and
yeah.
then once
I
it's
mean, but
frozen and done, they'll cut it and they'll eat it.
here's the thing: they don't need to freeze nothing because everything's frozen.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say.
oh yeah. But I mean like,
Yeah. So yeah. I mean,
Just put it outside.
in the winter time, a lot of stuff is frozen. They use outside as their freezer, bro. Like literally, they'll catch a bunch of salmon, they'll come and they'll disperse it to like friends and family and stuff like that. And then everybody just puts it in bags and then puts it on the side of their house and like pack it with snow.
yeah,
But they also stopped
crazy.
doing that and they have to put it into something that's locked because the wolves have a strong scent. And the wolves will come out at night and go fucking hunting for fish or whatever is easy to get.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, they the whale blubber, seal, salmon is a traditional. They do a lot of smoked jerky salmon and stuff like that.
Okay.
Caribou is another one. It's not moose. It's a type of it looks like a moose. It's called caribou.
You tried it?
I did. My mother-in-law made it a certain way, and it tastes better than the way they usually make it. But it's not. It tastes like more like a gamier than deer, and I
Okay.
like deer, but not as. I don't like the gaminess. So.
Okay.
So, what is the best Alaskan dish you ever had? One that you
Honestly,
really
bro,
enjoyed.
out there where I was at, surprisingly Chinese food, bro. So what was the name of that spot in on Main Street that we would always go to? The Chinos that they got the lemon pepper chicken.
Sounds good.
It's called Bison. or no, it's called Bayside Inn or some shit like that in Kotzebue, Alaska. And I'm like you, bro. I don't eat shellfish. I don't eat fish like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so for me, they got yo, bro. The food is good, and especially in these remote areas, like you're hungry, so you just be like, yo, I'm gonna eat whatever. But the Bayside Chinese food was like my go-to spot when I lived out there. If I worked in the kitchen, so I'd make whatever. I was making big ass freaking roast beefs, freaking prime rib, freaking
Sounds
just
so good.
like corn, like just bunch of stuff. Because I literally already had the experience, so I was in control of like the menus and stuff like that, and I would have to execute it working for the hospital. So, but like, yeah, I would, you can't really leave town. It's literally 5 miles by 5 miles. So where are you gonna go? But in that area, at least, that's what I would hit up when I was hungry because they had some good ass Chinese food. And
Chinese
then,
food tipping all over the place. I would have never imagined that they had Chinese food in Alaska. That's crazy.
yeah, bro, listen, uh, let me see. Yeah, the caribou was good. That was like the most Alaska thing that I've ate. Or at least put in my mouth and tried. But I've seen some crazy stuff though out there, like them catching the whales and people coming. I got chased by wolves before, like.
Wait. What?
Yeah, bro.
Nah, you gotta
you
tell the
can't
story.
go by that.
You gotta
Don't
tell
go
the
by
story
that.
now.
Yeah. So basically, I lived on the edge of town in the far back left, let's say, like in the far back left of town, which is like the northeast corner or whatever, right? And then to go to work, I would have to go to the other side of town, but I would, instead of going, like, it's a box pretty much. So we lived in that corner. Instead of walking around the cemetery, like people would walk through the cemetery. Literally, it's crazy, bro. And the cemetery is right next to a playground, like a park.
Bro, oh my
Yo, can you
God.
pull this place up on the map? Can you show this?
Let me see.
Type in Kotzebu.
Now you got me wondering.
Kotz Kotzebue. Kotzebue, right? Ebue.
Kotzeb. I found it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. See a little map here.
And let's go to the playground. We gotta go dress through the thing.
I mean, but the thing is this. The thing is this, that with Alaska natives, like death is norm, right? Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful though. Like, look at that.
Oh wow.
That was pretty much the town, but
look at that. It's like literally just empty.
Yeah, it's that green stuff is flatlands.
So this is literally just a small ass town.
Yeah, like maybe 2,000 people there. But there's other parts of Alaska that's like that, right? This part is basically facing, it's in a bay. It's in a bay. Like think of Seattle being in a bay and then it opens out into the ocean. So that town right there is in a bay and then it opens out into the Arctic Ocean. So that's still technically located in the Arctic.
Yeah.
So let's continue with the wolf story. So you was walking too.
So I was walking. I got off work. And in the winter time, like the transition between summer and winter, it's still a lot of daylight, but it's still late. It's still 11 at night is 11 at night, right? And pretty much I got off work and just got off and I'm walking and stuff like that, and I could hear the howling of the wolves, which was normal. You hear it, like people hear it, right? But this time, like it just sounded like, way closer and stuff like that. So I'm just like, took off my headphones and I'm like, all right, what's going on? I'm looking around and I'm like still walking. I'm already passing the exit of the cemetery, like probably like 20 steps away. And then you just hear the howling, like they're howling, bro. Like I'm not gonna make their sound, but whatever.
There you go.
but a lot of them, not just one though. You know what I'm saying? Like you just
Yeah.
hear it. So I'm just like, what the hell? And sure enough, at the far end of this of the cemetery, like you just saw the one walking into the cemetery, and
Yeah.
then sure enough, because there's the first one that comes out, and then sure enough, behind there was a few more, like probably like another 10, 20 feet behind that one. There was like three more behind it, and pretty much like I just started to run right there, pretty much.
Ese
And once
está
I exit the
chévere.
cemetery, pretty much our house is once I exit the cemetery, our house is probably like three houses away, like from that exit of the cemetery.
That's
I just
crazy.
like cooked it, bro, and just stormed, busting my ass into it's called the Kunichuk, but it's a foyer. It's called the Kunichuk. That's like
Yeah.
when you first come into a house, you take off your boots and stuff like
Yeah.
that, whatever. So it's like the snow room. So basically, just like threw myself in there, fucking closed the door and stuff like that. But
That's crazy.
That's a wild experience for real.
yeah. So I mean, you know, whatever. I was like, not too long after that, we ended up moving to Anchorage. So you know, Anchorage, there's just moose and bears walking around, and wolves, but not in the city. So
That's
yeah,
funny. Oh my gosh.
crazy.
So
But
yo,
yeah, man.
that is, we have Chef Zeus here with Chammorican PNW. Make sure you guys go ahead on Instagram.
Yes,
Check out
sir.
the name, type it in, check them out. If you're from the PNW, show that love and support. This is another crazy fun episode of Latinos Unfiltered Podcast. I am your boy, Poetic, and you got M2J here. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, let us know what's happening. We're going to put this out very soon, probably by tomorrow, if anything. So when you guys see this, enjoy it. Hopefully, he'll definitely be able to leave something behind if he does decide to move in the future, because PNW needs something that's real. They need real flavor.
Yeah.
So hopefully that happens. But make sure y'all, go ahead and subscribe to us. Hit us up on Spotify, all the things, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. I'm your boy, Poetic.
This
Yeah,
is your
have a good
boy,
one,
Mr. M2J. Chef Zeus, it was amazing having you in the podcast.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
love your story. I love what you're doing. Keep going. Echando pa'lante sin echar para atrás. So, guys, this has
Gracias,
been
bye.
another episode of Latino Soul Filter. Hasta la próxima, mi gente.
Peace.
Have a good one, guys.